Yesterday, we were talking about the way that we can learn about characters in a text. Today, what we're going to be talking about is the fact that readers think about a number of different types of conflict in a story. So let's turn the page in our Mead. So we have a blank page to start. Date it, which is 10-2. And then up at the top, please write, readers think about types of conflict. Now, those of you who were here in Jennison last year, you did learn this in 7th grade, so this is just a quick refresher. There are 4 main types of conflict that we read about and that we notice in stories. One is person versus nature. Leave a couple lines. Another is person versus self. A third is person versus society. And a 4th main type of conflict is person versus person. Now, if we think about these different types of conflict, they can show up in different ways. Person versus person, for example, that could be something like a fist fight, or it could be you arguing with your mom about your curfew. So let's just put those couple quick examples. If we think about person versus nature, that could be something from being trapped in a rainstorm to falling in a hole. Person versus self, that would be something like if you doubt your abilities to do something, or if you feel guilty about something. So I'm going to write self-doubt and guilt. Person versus society, we think of these as ways that people are discriminated against. So racism is an example, where a person is discriminated against just because of the color of their skin. People are discriminated against because of their age. Sometimes people are mean to people just because they're teenagers. Or people are discriminated against because of their religion. For example, in Michigan, in the United States right now, people who are of the Muslim faith often have difficulty getting along with the rest of the society because society thinks that Muslim people are automatically bad. So let's just put racism and religious discrimination. As you're reading today, please pay attention to the many types of conflict that are in a story. Usually there's more than one. Even if we think of a story like Magic Tree House, where Jack and Annie are going on a trip to go explore somewhere. Sometimes they have trouble with nature. They have trouble with one another, both wanting to do different things. And maybe they will also run into some bad person that they have to overcome along the way. So even in a very simple story, there's many types of conflict. And so we know in stories that are of the sophistication that you will read, there will be many types of conflict as well. So today you're going to be reading a text called Power of the Powerless. And in that, you will see that there's many types of conflict. Okay? Will you please start by turning and talking about Raymond's Run? What kinds of conflict did you notice in Raymond's Run yesterday?